Hello, citizens of the internet, and welcome to the Dad's Guide to Minecraft. Building tutorial? Let's play? Well, this one's a little bit in the middle. This is more of a how-to video. And in today's video, since my slime chunk episode of the Let's Play was the most popular one that I have of that series, I thought I would do a special video on just how to find slime chunks, mainly without cheats or the debug screen or mapping programs, just using the tools and the know-how given to you with the basic Minecraft tools, the compass and the map. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, I'm in the Minecraft Java edition and the latest snapshot actually, and I'm going to show you how to do this in Bedrock as well. Since I have a lot of people asking questions about does this work in Bedrock, and I'll show you that in fact it does. The one way of finding, and I did this in my Let's Play video, of chunks without having the debug screen or where it shows the chunk borders, is to use your compass and go to the spawn point and see where you are. The compass in my hand and both in the hotbar are pointing. So we're gonna go over this way until it changes direction. So we'll keep on following it. And eventually it's going to say, all right, okay, right here, see? So it went back this way and we go this way and it goes back. So this is the spawn area right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and mark this off. So it's pointing right here, we step here, it's pointing over here, we step here, it's pointing back behind us, we step here, it's pointing back here. So this would be the spawn chunk area. Let's see if it's right here. Yeah, so it's gotta be these right here, these four right here, I think. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop down some blocks to mark this off really quick. So let me grab those and I'll be right back. Okay, I have the blocks in my hand right here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna put a different color concrete on each corner so we can see exactly where we are in the world and which block is a different chunk. That way we can just easily see the difference. Looks like Simon Says, if you're familiar with that from like the 80s. But anyhow, so how do we know this is a chunk? We know each one of these is a different corner of a chunk because spawn is in the center of 4 different chunks. So to prove this, we actually can go into the debugging screen, and this is where I'll show you how to do that if you want to. But if you don't want to do this, if you want to do this pure survival, do not do this. But it is F3 and G, and this will show you the chunk borders. See the blue lines right here, and it goes all the way up and all the way down, and it goes right to this corner here. And if we go over one here, then it cuts here. And so we are at the corner of 4 chunks, and the compass will always point to the center of these 4 chunks in the world. So this is a great way of knowing without cheats. So let me turn this off. It's F3 and G again to turn it off. It's a great way of figuring out where there are 4 chunks together, so you can start branching off at level 11 or any level below level 40. To try to get slimes to spawn. So this is one way of doing it. But what if you're not at spawn? What if you moved your base away from spawn? What if spawn was just a crappy spawn and you were in the middle of an ocean, there was nothing there, or it was up in the mesa and you wanted to get out of there, go somewhere that was a little bit more scenic close by? What do? A viewer by the name of Elliot Herbers, hopefully I'm saying that right, asked this question: how do you find a slime chunk if you're not at spawn? And I lost a lot of sleep on this one night trying to think of this. And you know what? I came up with the answer. You can do this anywhere in the world by using a Minecraft map. And I'm going to show you that right now. Let me go ahead and teleport away. And I'm going to go some distance away from here. And when we pop back, I'll show you exactly how you do this. Okay, so I went about 5,000 blocks away to an area that is, basically open enough that we can do this next little exercise. And that is, we are going to use a Minecraft map to find chunk borders. It's kind of crazy. Like I didn't even think about this before, and I haven't seen anything online. So yeah, this is pretty sweet. So basically what we do is you need a crafting table. pop this down, and we need to make a map. And the way that you make a map is you put a compass in the middle, and you put 8 pieces of paper around the outside, and that gives you an empty map. So we are going to go ahead and click on it, and this gives us a map of the area. And this map is a level 0 map, and they go up a total of, say, 5 levels. Like as you add pieces of paper in a cartography table, it goes to level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, but level 0 is the base. So you have these, either you can make them, or you can trade them with cartographers, or you can find them in shipwrecks to this first level. And the level 0 map is exactly 128 by 128. And that means that is divisible by 16. So if we go to the corners of each one of these little sections of the map here, we will be standing at the edge of a chunk. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Let's go over here. This is probably the closest one the way I was facing. And get up here real quick. Okay, and it's a little tricky just because it's not a precise science. So the way that this works is in Java, when you get off the edge of the map, you turn into a circle. In Bedrock, which I'll show you, this does not happen. You stay the same. So you kind of have to just kind of watch when this happens. But we're going to go forward this direction until we turn into a circle. Okay. Just when we turn into a circle right there. Okay. Not a circle, circle. When we're a circle, this block right here, this is the edge of one of the chunks. So let's go forward here, and we'll have to probably hop up one more so we know it's one right next to us until we get off the edge here, so we know exactly which way we're facing. So right here. All right, so let's go one over this way like that, and this will be the corner of a chunk. We're one off one direction, so we turned a circle when we stepped off one block this way, and we turned a circle when we stepped off one block this direction. All right, and now let's go ahead and just double check this so I can prove that this actually is the case. And we use our F3 and G chunk borders. I'll hide the map for a second. See, we are right on the edge of a chunk right here. Now, what we want to do is to figure out where our slime chunks are. You can actually use this as the starting point, going in any direction you want from here, using the technique that I use, which is you go down below level 40. I like to go to level 11, so it's right above the lava lakes, and you clear a path each direction from these four, from the corner of a chunk. So it's like chunk, 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 chunk like that, and you do it 64 this direction blocks, 64 blocks this direction, 64 this direction, 64 this direction, and you make it 5 wide on either side and at least 3 high. And the reason you do that is large slimes will spawn an area that is 3 by 3 by 3. And you want to make sure that you have enough space to put walls down to separate the borders so you can figure out which ones are just spawning slimes. So let's go ahead and we'll go down right here, and we'll go down to level 11. Would never recommend digging straight down ever. Although statistically you're usually okay, but we were going to go ahead and just dig straight down here. And once we get down to level 11, a lot of times we go through little things here with caves, or we fall in the lava, either or. Okay, we're at bedrock here. All right, so if we're at bedrock, that means we need to come up a couple. So bedrock spawns right at level 5. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. All right, so let's bring back our map. And this will tell us, well, let's give a little space here so we can see which way we're heading. So, okay, we're in the corner here. So we want to go this way, a total of 64 from right here. So 1, and let me turn off the chunk borders just so this is how you would do it in real survival. So you do chunk borders off. Okay, go forward here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, And what I'll do here is I'll go ahead and keep on digging until I get to 64 in, and then we'll cut back then. Okay, what I did is I went ahead and every 8 I dropped a torch from the beginning. So there's like 7 spaces in between each torch, and that helps me keep track of where I am, and also lights everything up nice so we don't get spawns. So basically we've come over a total of 4 chunks, or 64 blocks. So 4 times 16 is 64, and that is right here. I went one further just to put the torch down to keep things even, and so this right here is the corner of a chunk, this block, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and start clearing this out. So we have a space that is 10 wide, so 5 this way, 5 this way, and we're going to go 128 blocks this way. And the map that we did, this is where this helps. So you can see we're right in the middle of the bottom. And as we dig this direction, we'll make a big cross that cuts right through the middle of here. And that will be where we do our slime chunk searches. So I'm going to go ahead, cut this whole thing out, and we'll see how it looks then. And here we are. This is clearing out the area. Once again, I went ahead and put the colored tiles below me so we could see the differences here in the different sections that we'll be making walls to. But yeah, so from each one of these, there are 4 chunks going back on each side of the colors. So on the red side, there's 4 chunks. On the green side, there's 4 chunks. So there's actually a total of 8 chunks exposed behind me that have at least a 3 by 3 by 3 area. And so each way we look, there's another 8 chunks exposed. So slime chunks, 1 in 10 chunks is a slime chunk. You have a pretty decent chance of finding a slime chunk this way. But there is the occasion where you're just unlucky and none of these are slime chunks. But I will tell you with some measure of confidence that I have not had any issue with at least one of these turning out to be a slime chunk. Knock on wood, because we're going to see if we can do that right here. Now what we need to do is we need to light up this area. We are still getting spawns down here, and we need to bring that light level up above 7 so we don't get anything except slime spawning. That's right. The reason why you want to find slime chunks is because they will spawn at any light level in that chunk below level 40. In swamps, they spawn at night, and they can be treacherous, so that's why you want to hunt out and find slime chunks, because you can light them up and not get any other spawns if it's above a light level of 7. Now the other caveat is once we lay out our grid here for trapping slimes and figuring out which one's slime chunks, is that slimes will not spawn if the player is within 24 blocks. So we're going to go, once we finish this, we'll light it up, we'll go away, and we'll come back and see if we get any slime spawning. So I'll cut back once the walls are up and show you what that grid looks like, and then we're going to disappear for a little bit and then come back. Okay, and there we are. We have our walls up. And if we're doing this survival, you can go ahead and check out my video. I'll put the link in the description below and on the card on the screen. If you want to go check out how you build one of these in survival, it's a lot of digging like this. So, but it is fun to do, like all things in Minecraft. It can be tedious, but it can be fun at the same time, and you find awesome ore, and it's killing me that I find all these diamonds down here when I'm in creative, and it's just a test world, but that's how the Minecraft block crumbles. So we put the walls up like this, so each of the chunks is separated. Slimes, they jump around a lot, so you will never know if you don't put up walls which chunk is a slime chunk. So that's why we do that. And in survival, you'll want to go ahead and put like gates or something to make it easy to walk through and get from chunk to chunk if you need to. Right now, I don't have anything because I don't need it, but definitely recommend that. So let's go ahead and go away and see if we can get some slimes to appear. And there we have it. We found our slime chunk. This appears to be the only one, but sometimes patience can really pay off. I just, in my Let's Play video, I ended up getting 3 slime chunks by doing this, and it took a while for them to all appear, but this one is definitely a slime chunk. So let's go ahead and now see what this looks like in Bedrock, because it's slightly different, but the results, end up being the same. Okay, here I am in Bedrock. As you can see, I got a kind of a derpy avatar. I was trying to recreate my Java avatar, but yeah, they just don't have the same kind of look. So I might have to go with something different unless somebody can show me exactly how to make a parity between Java and Bedrock. But until then, let's get on with the demo of how you can do this in Bedrock as well. So if we go into first person here, I have a locator map. It's important that it's a locator map in Bedrock. I know in Java we just have one type of map, and Bedrock you have two. So let's go ahead and activate that. And here we are, and the locator map actually has the icon of your little self on it, which is nice. And that's what we'll need. So the level 0 map, without making this any larger, is 128 by 128. And amazingly, if you get to the corner here, this is what's different. Another thing that's different from Java versus Bedrock. See, it doesn't turn into a little dot like it does in Java. So you don't know when you're off the map. The only way you know is that the icon starts moving again. So we know we're at the top level. So there, we just moved, all right? So right here, so if we go over this way, let's go ahead and cut through here. And I made a hole so we know where we're going. Go up here. We're going to go over to the side. And what we're looking for is exactly this corner right here where it's 128 by 128 corner. So let's see. We go this way. And oh, look, there's a hole that I made down here. Yeah, I did this already. I wanted to show how you did this. So let's go on down here. We go down here to the bottom, and we are going to look at our map. And right here, so we're facing this direction, and we're going to go forward until our icon moves right there. Okay. So this is what I did. Basically, once it started moving, and you can see it down here on the ground, and this is about the only way you can do this. I counted out 64 this direction, and that would get me to the center of the map. So let's go ahead and go to where I ended, and you'll see all the work that I did down here. I mean, I was down here quite a bit. So let's go down and just see what we can do with this. Okay, so it ended right here, and then what I did is I dug out, like I did in Java, 128 that direction, and then when I got to 64, I dug 128 or 64 that direction and 64 that direction for a total of 128, and I made sure it was at least 3 high and 5 wide so we could get slime spawning in here. So let me just fly up here real quick and I'll show you. So when you come to the center, and you can see I marked it off with these different types of color concrete because I wanted to see specifically the different areas, and I just wanted to make sure that I was keeping track of the distances and I knew exactly where it was, but you don't have to do that. That was just visual for me. So let's go ahead and wait here for a moment and see if we can get some slimes to spawn. Okay, and I know it's not very impressive, but here we have a slime spawned. And I will tell you that Java is a little different than Bedrock when it comes to this. And Java, you can just go away and things despawn and you can come back and refresh it. In Bedrock, I was reading this online as well, it doesn't despawn. So in order to get slime to spawn, I've been having to kill entities. You might have to really go through after you find an area that you want to hollow out like this, and just get rid of every cave and everything on the surface that you can find until you get enough to get slime spawning. Otherwise, it might take a while for them to spawn into the world. But I just used one of the commands to kill all the entities in the area, and then as soon as I did that, slime pops up. So, but in survival, you can't do that. You'll have to go through and do the hard work of actually doing it. But this is how you find a slime chunk. So right here is a slime chunk, this area. If we were to hollow this out, going a total of 16 this way and over that way, then what we have right here is something that we can build up like we did in Java and have the different layers and the iron golems and all that. And that's how you do it in Bedrock. And that brings us to the end of this video on how to find slime chunks in both Bedrock and Java editions of Minecraft without cheats, maps, the debug screen, only using your wits, the trusty Minecraft map, and compass if you're at spawn still. If you've enjoyed this video, please click that subscribe button. Smash that notification bell so you don't miss an upcoming episode. And if you've liked what you've seen, please click that like button and leave me a comment about how your experiences with finding slime chunks has turned out in the past, and will this be helpful, and have you seen anything like this before? I love hearing from people who love Minecraft as much as I do. So until next time, this is Dad's Guide. Bye for now.